Serve drifted long. Marlin in with the topspin. Boll, of course, the left-hander. Timo Boll, touch, just letting him down. He was trying to steer that ball delicately over the net, keep it tight. Slightly misread the spin, or he didn't quite have the feeling in his hand. Marlin leads 3-2. This time the push just going over the baseline, even though it wasn't an ideal ball for Marlin to topspin. He gets a good enough topspinning to win the point. Boll now with his 2 serves to come. Again, the service drifted long. It was the reverse action service, the bat going away from the ball. But the second bounce was over the white line. So it's Marlin who's in with that first strong topspin. So Marlin 6-2, and now with his 2 serves. That backhand topspin overhit by Timo Boll. Of course, yesterday in the quarter-final, Marlin had a real battle against Patrick Schiele of France. It went the distance, and it was won by the narrowest of margins. Marlin 13-11 in the 5th game. It's certainly the nearest China have come to dropping a match, dropping a point. Every game 3-0. Boll will be doing everything he can to reverse that trend, but he's 4 points adrift and now has his 2 serves to come. Good topspin there from Timo Boll. Almost a drive from Marlin. Tried to get the angle wide. Didn't quite come off. 7-4. You can hear the scream of delight from Marlin. Again, the serve just slightly long. Marlin's in. He doesn't need a written invitation. As soon as that ball comes long, he's in with the topspin. Marlin just can't. And in fact, Marlin now with his serves. It's Timo Boll who can't at the moment keep his serve short. Marlin managing to do that well, and that was a good touch. Second bounce around the baseline. So Boll slightly hesitates, keeps it tight. Just over the baseline, but sufficiently close to it to cause problems. 9-4. The trademark Marlin forehand topspin. Total body action from wide on the backhand side. Launches himself at the ball. And there you saw, missed that baseline by fractions. But he still has a 4-point margin. Let service. Ball just catching the top of the net. And that was great play from Marlin. The backhand side spin block with backspin. And then he flies across the table, gets a forehand topspin with a little bit of side spin to take it even wider into Boll's backhand. Boll attempts to get round to make a good position. Ends up playing that forehand topspin from a slightly cramped position. And so Marlin with 5 game points. Let's serve. The reverse action again, the back going away from the body. Little bit of topspin. Marlin not quite getting his bat over the top of the ball to compensate for the topspin. Now, though, Marlin with 2 serves and 4 game points. Good serve, strong topspin, down the middle of the table. Boll, no answer. Marlin takes the first game, 11-6. Remember, it's the best of 5 games. The first player to win 3 games secures the first point for their respective country. Tight serve, Boll pushes slightly high, and that topspin down the middle of the table. Good tactics, and in fact, it's been roughly the story of the game. Marlin, the first one in with the strong topspin. A lot hanging around the service and the return of serve, and so far, Marlin the one who's coming out on top in that department. So, the first game confirmed. Marlin 11-6, 1 game to 0 in the lead. Second game, Timo Boll, Germany to serve. Against Germany yesterday, Boll went on second against Fedor Kuzmin in the quarterfinal. Won reasonably comfortably, 3 games to 1. Certainly, Marlin psyched up for this one. But who wouldn't be? It's the semi-final, World Team Championships. China, the holders. And again, Boll not keeping the service tight enough. If he can make sure when he serves short, that second bounce is over the table, he's got a chance of keeping Marlin quiet. Marlin will have to play over the table. That then gives Boll a chance again with the first topspin. And that's exactly what Marlin did then. Serve tight, the return popped up into the air, and that was a pretty comfortable forehand topspin. There's no way he was going to miss that one. And again, he punches the air with delight. It wasn't the rocket, he threw the ball up in the air with a little bit more topspin, took a bit of pace off it. And the block off the end of the table. This is a great start by Marlin. And full marks to Marlin. He's come out of the blocks very quickly. The trademark shot once again, that forehand topspin from the backhand side. The clenched fist. Timo Boll shrugs his shoulders, looks to the bench. He just can't keep the serves tight enough. Marlin in straight away, wins the point off the return of serve. Again, the clenched fist, he's delighted. He won the first game, as we just saw, 11-6. And he's racing away in this second game. And that's the first time Boll's taken the initiative. The serve came long. Good backhand topspin. Forced Marlin to play the backhand block. And Boll takes the point. This time the counter topspin. But again, it was Marlin who got in with the first strong spin. But the long push, it just gives Timo Boll a little bit more time to see where the ball's going. So he's got a much better chance of making the counter topspin. Good tactics. If you're having problems returning the service tight, which clearly he has, go long. The long fast push just gives you that little bit more time. But you see Marlin there, good tight push, stopping Boll get in. Boll there can't keep it tight. And the Marlin topspin into Boll's backhand. 7-2, 5-point lead. First one is misread. A lot of topspin on the ball. The push way off the end of the table. Wild shout for Timo. Oh, what a backhand topspin. A little bit of side spin thrown in as well. There you can see the ball curling out wide to Marlin's forehand. The left-handed backhand topspin with a bit of side spin leaves even Marlin with no chance. Left himself exposed out there. He's always standing around the backhand side looking to get his forehand in from there. Straight away the response, the tight serve, the strong topspin into the Boll backhand. And the block into the net. 8-4. Boll now with his two serves. And the reverse backhand topspin. The returner serve was superb. He's reading the spin well. It's enabling him to get in with his next shot, the fourth ball in the rally. And that time he does it with the reverse backhand. A great camera shot there. A great angle to see that technique. Throws the ball up, Timo Boll. Doesn't bounce very high, as you can see there. The ball's dropping when Marlin makes contact. But still, the margin, 4 points. The crowd doing their utmost to lift Timo Boll. But he has a tough task in front of him. Did well there, Boll. Forced Marlin away from the table. His tight game was good. His topspin was good. He takes the point. Marlin now with his second serve in this sequence of two. Always difficult against Marlin when you're away from the table. You have to keep in there. You have to take a few chances, even if it's taking some topspins off the bounce. Because once he's got you away, he'll pin Timo Boll down the backhand. And now Marlin 4 game points to go 2-0 up. Almost returned, trying to keep it tight. Hit the top of the net, almost trickled over, but came back onto Marlin's side. 1 game point save, 3 remain. Fantastic return of serve. The reverse action, it's a difficult serve to return. Marlin read the spin superbly, had the touch, forces Boll to lunge into the table, take it over the table, and it flies off the end of the table. And that's the second game for Marlin, 11-7. Wonderful return of serve. And really, Marlin demonstrating all the hallmarks of a world-class player. He's got the power, that's clear for everyone to see. He's developed the reverse backhand topspin technique using the reverse side of his racket. But on top of that, he has wonderful touch, wonderful feeling. He returns serves well. He has great service technique. And all that's adding up to the fact he's leading by 2 games to 0. Liu Guliang, former Olympic and world champion, himself a penhole grip player, was one of the first players on the circuit to use the reverse backhand technique for the penhole grip player. He didn't do bad. World number 1, Olympic world champion. Doesn't come much better than that. So the last time these two met, the World Cup final at the end of 2005, Boll was the winner. But it's looking difficult for him now. He's 2-0 down. Marlin to serve. The reverse backhand. A little bit of side spin on it, as well as top spin. Boll's return catches the top of the net, flies off the end of the table. lot of responsibility on Timo Boll's shoulders here. For Germany to realistically have a chance of winning this semi-final, he probably has to win 2 games. And that's no disrespect to his teammates. Christian Soos, who's ranked at 56. Zoltan Feyer-Konert, who's world ranked at 41. So a considerable difference in the rankings of those players with the rest of the Chinese team. Ma Lin, as we've mentioned, is ranked at 4. Wang Lichin at 1. And Wang Hao at 3. Of course, Timo Boll at 2. So he's capable of winning 2. There's no question about that. He's beaten Ma Lin. He's beaten Wang Lichin. But today may not be the day. He's 2-0 down, 3-2 down. But he's beginning to put everything together. Came round the inside of the ball, faded it out wide to Ma Lin's forehand. Ma Lin, as you can see there, went first for the backhand block. Realised he'd been deceived, but by that time it was too late to recover. Slight hesitation by Ma Lin. See, probably wasn't sure whether it was coming long or not. So Boll just beginning to find his touch a little bit over the table. Could it be too late? He leads by 1 point. Now 2 points. Good backhand topspin on the diagonal. Ma Lin, 2 points. You'll be hoping for from these 2 serves. But again, good shot down the line, the forehand flick. Always good tactics to get out wide to Ma Lin's forehand. Then try and make him play backhands from the backhand side. Again, he's standing round the backhand side. He's looking to get in that trademark forehand topspin from the backhand side. Let's serve, the ball just catching the top of the net. And Timo Boll's flying. Wonderful counter top spins. The crowd now getting behind him. And that was a wonderful top spin down the line into the body of Ma Lin. 7-3, 2 serves to come. Well done, Timo Boll. Forehand to forehand topspin rally. Boll comes out on top. Eight, 3. 1 serve remaining. And he really is playing well now. He's certainly found his rhythm. He's combining backhand and forehand top spins. He's forcing Ma Lin to play backhands from the backhand side. Dirk Schimmelfinnig, the performance director in Germany, Richard Prauser, the head coach, both on their feet in appreciation of that rally. 3-9, 6-point lead for Timo Boll. And now 7 game points for Timo Boll. He's 2 games to 0 down, of course. But he's played outstanding table tennis in this 3rd game. Not quite ready. Forehand topspin. Service came long. Boll's in. And it's the 2nd game to Timo Boll. A convincing win, 11 points to 3. Serve long, in he goes. A winner. 2nd game, 11-3. And so, Timo Boll now has to win the next 2 games. Marlin just needs one of them. It's a bit bouncy, a little bit long, and he pays the price, Marlin. So there we have the story of the semi-final. First game confirmed. And the players receiving advice, fluid. Liu Guliang. Marlin returns to the table. And Timo Boll. A little bit of stretching. Both players now back at the table, ready to start the 4th game. It's Boll to serve. Crucially gets off to a good start. He has to continue where he left off after that 3rd game, playing positive, getting in. The block. On the diagonal. As it transpired, he only had to keep it on the table. He didn't know Boll was going to end up on his back. The serve just that little bit tighter. Marlin not able to get a free swing at it. And now Boll is really playing well. The flick down the line. Great tactics against Marlin. Took the topspin early. Again, back into the forehand. Perfect start. He now has the slight problem facing 2 Marlin serves, but he certainly did that very well in the 4th game, in the 3rd game, sorry. Marlin in first, wins the point. Boll, realising he was up against it, took a chance, tried to smash it back. Worth a try. Didn't work. Great rally. Both players there, exceptional table tennis. Marlin getting himself pumped up again. Just couldn't quite twist his body enough to make that forehand topspin. But this now is turning into a truly outstanding world-class competition. He would have backed Marlin to make that shot. He'll be a little bit disappointed. It's that forehand from the backhand side, but he went down the line. It's a slightly smaller target than the diagonal. And now the reverse backhand letting him down, overhit it. You just sense a change in momentum now, whether we'll see a timeout from the Chinese bench. Because certainly after the first 2 games, when Marlin was completely in the driving seat, it's now Timo Boll who's flying. Again, the forehand topspin down the line into the net. Again, the German bench on their feet. They can sense a comeback. So can the crowd. And certainly now, unforced errors coming in from Marlin. He looks around. A puzzled look on his face. Timo Boll spraying the ball around the table. Marlin's not sure. He's a bit nervous about running around the backhand to play the forehand because he knows that Timo Boll will expose him wide on the forehand. Wonderful shot from Marlin. It's not a bad backhand topspin. Marlin sees Timo Boll stepping round, but still that's a great shot down the line. Outright winner. This time that rocket forehand topspin down the line makes it. The ball block looked at one times it could just drop on, but it just goes over the baseline. There it is. Just missed the table. Two points against the ball serve for Marlin, now with his two serves to come. A little bit of backspin. Ball failing to lift. In fairness, he was going for quite a hard flick out wide to the Marlin forehand. The tactics were good, and of course, even though he missed, Marlin still has at the back of his mind, he's going to go down my forehand. I've got to be careful. Boll will be happy there. Honours shared on the Marlin service. He still has a 2-point lead. He's now got his two serves to come. Strong topspin that. Marlin backing off the table to try and give himself a little bit more time. And there they are. They're certainly keen, that's for sure. And why wouldn't they be? Semi-final, home crowd. And Boll playing some great table tennis. That's Marlin at his best. Stepping round, forehand topspin from the backhand side, disguised. The last two rockets have gone down the line. This one changes the bat angle, sends it on the diagonal. And the gap now 1 point. Timo Boll has lost the last 3 points for his service, but he takes that one. He threw it longer. He took a gamble. The reverse action. And I think Marlin will be a little bit disappointed. He looks at his bench in amazement. How did I possibly miss that one, he says. He's just that little bit too far away from the table there, Marlin. Lets the ball drop, perhaps a fraction too low. And now Boll, 9-6. 2 points away from taking this first game to a fifth and final. Stayed up at the table, took the topspin off the bounce, drilled it into Marlin's backhand, forced him to play backhand. The result, Timo Boll 4 game points to level it at 2 games apiece. And slightly assisted by the net cord, but nevertheless a convincing victory for Timo Boll. He was certainly the strongest player in that fourth game. He served tighter, his returns were tight, as we can see in this rally. The reverse topspin quite as strong, but there the net cord certainly helps him out. But he wins the fourth game, 11-6. It's 2 games apiece, and we await the 5th game. And so the world ranked number 2 player and the world ranked number 4 player are locked at stalemate. It's 2 games apiece. And what a deciding game we have in store. Yu Liang certainly has a lot to say. And we've got the Mexican wave going round, the German crowd. As you can see, an absolute capacity crowd. Thousands of spectators have turned out. Not a spare seat in the house. Not in the spectator part anyway. A couple of empty seats in the officials area. The spectator part of the stadium absolutely packed. Marlin to serve. It's the fifth and final game. And it's going to be a question of who can get in first with the strong top spins, backhand or forehand. And that ball, that flick, the tactics were good. He's trying to flick it out wide to the forehand, but he just catches the baseline, edge ball, and first point to Boll. Boll's in again, first with a strong topspin, forcing Marlin to play from the backhand side. Who would have thought this 5 minutes ago? Boll lost the first two games, 11-6, 11-7. He then wins the third, 11-3, the fourth, 11-6. He's now 2-love up, and he has two serves to come. And this could be the first game, the first match that China drop. It was Marlin yesterday against Patrick Schiele of France who came closest, winning 13-11 in the deciding game. But he's now 4 points down. Over the last 5 years, he has a good record against Timo Boll, 8 wins against 2 losses, but now Liu Guliang, the Chinese coach, called a timeout. Of course, each player is entitled to 1 timeout during the match. It's a 1-minute break for the coaches to talk tactics, pass on any new information, or alternatively, or as well, it can be a break for psychological reasons if the coach feels the momentum has shifted. And quite clearly, that's exactly what's happened here. Timo Boll has turned this game around, and he's flying at the start of this fifth and final game. He's taken the first 3 points. He's got the crowd behind him. As we can see, a fairly large Chinese contingency in the stadium in Bremen. It's Boll, 3-love, fifth game. And he can't miss at the moment. Backhand, forehand, topspin, spraying it around. There's the backhand and the forehand from the backhand side, and that wins the point. Of course, the players change ends after one player makes 5 points. And what a start it would be for Timo Boll if he can change ends, leading 5-0. What a point. Fantastic blocking by Marlin, great control. Stayed up at the table this time, didn't back off. Plays the angles well. Not tactics I would advise against Boll. Try and block him off, but it worked on that occasion for Marlin. And this time, a little bit of topspin on the service. Boll didn't quite keep the return tight enough. We can see here it pops up. And Marlin's in with that forehand into the body of Boll. Boll tries to get his body out of the way and make a forehand. But he knew after he returned the service, he will have known the moment he felt the ball strike his bat. He hadn't quite got the angle right. He slightly misread the spin and that he was in trouble. And that's exactly what he was. But he still leads 4-2 and has 2 serves to come. And what a good timeout from Liu Guliang. A smart cookie. Three consecutive points for Marlin. Boll with his second serve in this sequence. Across the inside. forced Marlin to stretch just a little bit more than he wanted to. And so at the change of ends, Boll leads 5-3. Marlin, 2 serves to come. That's great top spins from Timo Boll. Relentless 3-4. Immense pace on the ball, a lot of topspin on the ball. Eventually forces the error, the extra topspin. Marlin can't quite get his racket over the ball sufficiently and blocks it off the end of the table, albeit by a fraction of an inch. And that's all that matters. 3-point lead now. The service went long, ball was in. Topspin on the diagonal, forced Marlin to play backhand from the backhand side. And how this game has changed. Boll's tightened up with his service, he's tightened up on his receiver serve. And now it's Marlin whose serves are drifting a little bit long. It's Boll who's getting in with the first strong topspin. And he's turned this game completely around. 2-0 down. He wins the 3rd and 4th and leads 7-3 in the 5th and final game. And he's looking good. Great athleticism to get his body out of the way, flexibility, and he manages to get power into that forehand down the line, and it's sufficient to win the point. Clenches his fist. And Marlin, a player in trouble at this point in time. The reverse backhand topspin out wide to the Boll forehand. But Boll wasn't far away. There we see the reverse. Had to lunge a little bit. Didn't have the control. So Marlin now 8-4. Behind. But now Marlin serving. Short serve. Good tactics from Boll. Knew he had to be aggressive, tried to go out wide to Marlin's forehand. I'm sure the next ball would have been going into his backhand to force him to play backhands from the backhand side, but it's Boll and Richard Prowser who've called the timeout. A time to compose. A time just to think things through. 8-5, 3 points away from victory. 3 points away from taking the first match from China in this competition. Good tactics, even though he lost the point. The returner serve was tight enough. Marlin hesitates, misses the top spin. Good return. Boll inches his way towards the victory. And now Timo Boll, 5 match points. A fantastic performance by this 25-year-old from Germany. He's living up to his ranking. He's ranked at number 2 He's up against the number 4. But he's lost to him 8 of the previous 10 occasions they've met. But he doesn't lose today. He takes the deciding game. 11 points to 5. Came back from 2 games to 0 down. That is a fantastic performance by Timo Boll. He brings the crowd here at Bremen onto their feet. They appreciate a magnificent performance when they see it. And the